confident making a little bit more bigger songs and with more complex structures because we knew that we're gonna work with the same team like last album, and like in Under the Red Cloud, it turned out to be really good, and we really enjoyed working with Jens. So it was pretty safe to try a little bit new approaches and rely on that Jens will crust the whole thing with some special elements, and also he can easily do a very big, massive sound. So I think a little bit affected to the side, and of course at the Circle we've been trying to a little bit look for new dimensions to the music instead of just doing the same old like we did in Eclipse or Skyforger at the beginning of times. And as you said, I agree. I think it turned out to be pretty nice, and we are really satisfied with the album. It sounds pretty big.
Yeah.
It's pretty. There's a couple of really megalomaniac songs, and it sounds big and fresh, but it still sounds amorphous. There's still a lot of familiar elements, but still there's a lot of new approaches, especially vocal-wise and arranging-wise. You know, there's these big choirs from Israel, and something new too. There's first time like a real string orchestra in a couple of songs, making some layering to the songs, but there's still the band underneath, I hope.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I haven't really had a chance to, dig into the lyrics on the album. I know the album's called Queen of Time, and there's a track that I really like called The Bee, so I'm thinking Queen Bee. Is there kind of a theme on the album?
Yeah.
Is that a concept album?
Well, it's kind of it's not a concept album, but of course there is thematically all the lyrics are speculating about the circle of life. You know how societies can fall down very easily, and also from a small thing can start something which grows and changes everything. And especially in the Bee, I would say there's pretty good lyrics which represent the whole context pretty well. But I wouldn't say it's a concept album. I would say all the lyrics are a little bit separated. But there's always the same theme that small man has to find the right direction, and I think the Bee is just a metaphor for that when something dies, everything starts again and starts to build everything back to life again, I would say. It's pretty complicated to explain.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you've got your old bass player back in the band, Oko, is it? How did he end up coming back in the band, and what's the situation there? Is he a full-time member again?
Well, it was. It didn't happen in one night, the previous bass player Nicholas left.
Yeah.
In a pretty windy situation. He was pretty angry about our manager or whatever. He made a pretty good statement on that on internet, so you probably know how it went. But he pretty much left pretty fast. And actually, we were at the same time we were on the US tour. We had like an 8-week tour there, and of course we knew that he will leave after the tour, and we have to find a new bass. I think we had 2 weeks between the US tour and a couple of Russian dates, and we were a little bit in a problematic situation. But then of course we tried to list some bass players who we could ask if they could at least back up the next 50 shows we had already booked. But of course Oppo was the first guy in mind, because he's the original member, and we knew that he's been really active in his life with metal music, and he has released a couple of albums with Baron Earth and Manhai, and I think some others do, some punk bands. So of course we contacted Oppo and asked if he could, in the first place, just to play all the shows with us and have some fun. And he said he can do it. We were already on the tour back then. We knew that he will. We had 2 weeks to practice, and pretty much after that, we knew that we're gonna go to the studio immediately, and we were hoping, of course, that we will find a bass player who joins the band, and then we started to ask from Oppo, like maybe he could consider him to be a full-time musician again, because he's been in a working life for 10 years or more. Basically ever since he left the band. And first he was a little bit skeptic, like he's not sure, and he said he wanted a little bit feel the atmosphere and play the shows and check it out how it goes. But somewhere between the festival season, he pretty much opened up and said like, holy shit, I have to check it out. And he said that he will join the band, and I think now he took 2 years off from the work.
Yeah.
And of course we are hoping he's never going back.
Yeah.
But time will tell. But definitely we like to see him as a full-time member from now on. But it's always up to the person, and I really hope he selects AMORPHIS after 2 years.
Yeah. Well, you guys have been around since 1990. I know you joined the band a bit later, but feels like really in like the last 8 years or so you guys have become a lot bigger. When do you say like the turning point for AMORPHIS was when you became like an international band playing festivals and all that kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think maybe Tommy Joutsen, when he joined the band in Eclipse.
Yeah.
That was kind of a turning point for a new beginning for AMORPHIS. So I think we were pretty much struggling in the mud after all the psychedelic rock experimental stuff from Universum and Far From the Sun especially.
Yeah.
And we had but it was too safe for us. We had good record deals, and everybody was too happy to go. We changed the music really drastically, and we restricted our creativity too much. Like we skipped the growling vocals, and we skipped the old school death metal, and it wasn't on purpose. It was just a pretty normal development, because the guys were so young when they first made a record deal with Relapse with Karelian and Tales and Elegy, and so it was time for young guys to grow up and develop as a musician and to try out some new things. But anyway, when Tommy Joutsen joined the band, I think ever since we've been really focused on building our career and working as hard as we can and tour, and we basically prioritized touring, that we have to tour a lot, because in this job there's so many bands, and we live here in the middle of nowhere in northern Europe. So if we don't tour a lot and work our asses off, we will never get a chance to play to the big audiences. And basically ever since he joined the band, I think we released something like 6 or 7 albums, and everything has all the time went better. We sold a couple of gold albums in Finland, and we had good stabilized our career in Germany. And only thing what we could now hope is that it gets even bigger. Nobody knows. Hopefully with enough time we can still keep the upward movement going on, because we really put a lot of effort to this album. Well, like any album, but especially this one, because we haven't had any long breaks or any extra time between. We've been working basically like 12 years in a row, so it's really nice to see how the people will react to the album. So far I've only heard some comments and feedback from journalists and stuff like that, but it will get in 1 month to the point that we will hear how the fans and how the metal scene thinks about the new album, and it's really interesting times.
Yeah, for sure. Talking about new albums, but I also wanted to talk a bit about some of your older albums, because I'm a big collector of vinyl records, and I've got most of your later albums on vinyl, but some of them are quite hard to find, like Eclipse and Tales for the Thousand Lakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's going for like $250 online, so it's quite expensive.
Oh my god.
Do you think you'll ever re-release some of them, or do any like reissues?
Well, it's very hard to say. I have to say we don't release anything. We are just a band who makes music and concentrate on touring. But it's very much up to the record company. You know, I think Relapse has done like, let's say 5 or 6 years ago, I think they did some reissues from the Karelian and I think Tales, even Elegy.
Okay.
They made some reprintings from the vinyls. I don't know how many, hopefully not limited, but I think they were pretty big, like a couple of thousand vinyls. But yeah, everybody keeps saying that Eclipse vinyl is really hard to find.
Yeah,
but
that's what I want.
yeah, I know. I think I don't even have it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, I think Nuclear Blast and all the record labels in who put out metal music or any music with a big fan base and like a collector fan base. I think they are all the time more concentrating on special items like vinyls and C cassettes or any special stuff. So I think Nuclear Blast will probably release. I think I heard about a story that they will release some sort of a vinyl box from an era.
Cool.
But I really don't know what the situation is right now. But hope we'll do the release. But we can't really affect on that. We are not that much thinking about the back catalog at the moment. We are totally concentrating on the Queen of Time, and so far I've seen in the internet, at least from Queen of Time, there will be a vinyl.
Yeah. Now with Queen of Time, I know you'll be touring it. Any chance of bringing the tour down to Australia?
Well, the chance is great if somebody wants us there, like the promoter side. And we once did the Australian tour, like I think we played in Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, and Perth, and it was hell of a lot of fun, and it was true pleasure to visit your lovely country. But unfortunately, things doesn't go like that. That we just call from Finland that hey, we want to come over. No, it goes like that. Australian promoters contact us, and they make it happen. But I know there's been a couple of speculations in the past years that maybe we could go there, and I definitely, I think in Under the Red Cloud it was already pretty close. But I hope with this album we could definitely come to Australia, and it would be really nice. Maybe visit New Zealand. Last time we did a big mistake. We were so far away from Finland, but we didn't go to New Zealand.
New Zealand always misses out on the good metal shows.
It would have been just like 3 hours flight or something. But we couldn't do it. Actually, we couldn't do it because we had a festival show booked in Japan, so we had to leave Australia and go to the festival in Japan. But hopefully next time we can do proper Australia tour and maybe visit something else also.
Yeah, well, I'd love to see you down because I still haven't seen AMORPHIS live, and it's one of the bands on my wish list. So if you ever come down here, I'll be definitely up the front row.
I think so. I think we will because a lot of bands go there, and I've even heard there's some metal festival. At least used to be like a couple of years ago. There was some festival going on. Yeah,
well, we just brought the Download Festival. This year was the first one, so that's going to be coming back next year as well. And they're getting a lot of like big European metal bands on it. So maybe even that could be cool next year.
Yeah. Of course we will. If it's possible, it's very, 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 very long way, and it's always risky for the promoter to bring a band from other side of the world to the club. But let's keep our fingers crossed. We are definitely coming if there's a chance.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, that's all the questions I've got for you, but thanks very much for taking your time out, and I'm going to be listening to your album, Queen of Time, a lot more. I really dig it.
Oh, excellent. Nice to hear.
All right, well, thanks very much, Santeri.
Okay, have a nice evening, and see you maybe in Australia.
Okay, cool. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Okay, bye-bye.